Hi Glenn, I thought this would be a great opportunity to introduce you to pet owners out there who may not have heard of you, and also just get a little bit about your background as well. So thank you for joining me. First of all, you're the founder of Greencross.
Yeah, that's correct, Deb. So some of your pet owners and pet sitters may know me from Shark Tank. I'm one of the Shark Tank panellists and have been for a couple of years. But prior to that, I helped found a business called Greencross, and we have pet stores around the country called Petbarn, Animates and City Farmers. And we also have veterinary hospitals, Greencross, and animal emergency centres and specialty centres around Australia.
Wow, so that all must keep you pretty busy.
Look, it does. I've become a board member of late, and so not so much. There's a management team and some fabulous people in our pet stores and in our veterinary hospitals that do a wonderful job on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
So my time's not too bad.
And have you lost count as to how many stores are around Australia yet?
The journey has been quite interesting. I started back in Townsville in 1994 with one vet hospital.
Wow.
And we evolved some vet hospitals there and a pet store, and at last count, I think we have about 5,500 employees. We have about 250 pet stores under the Petbarn, City Farmers and Animates brands, and Greencross veterinary hospitals. I think we have about 160 veterinary hospitals and about, I think, 12 or 15 animal emergency centres.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So back in 2016, you actually ended up joining Shark Tank. What was the driving force behind you wanting to join that show?
Look, it's one of those things. I think as a vet, I was big on helping my pet owners and educating my pet owners about how to be better pet owners, and I think the Shark Tank experience was a little similar, where Channel 10 approached me about joining the panel, and I think two things. One, I had moved to become more of an investor as part of my business career, so I saw good opportunities to find startups and early stage businesses, and the other one is, really importantly, is just educating business people on some of the basic disciplines that you should have and should do as business owners. And I know that a large part of our audience is actually teenagers and young adults that are looking to start their own businesses.
Wow. So in putting your vet's hat back on, taking you back to your early days,
yeah.
What do you think pet owners need to most keep in mind in the lead up to Christmas?
Oh, look, the good old days of being in the consult room. So often we'd see pet owners wanting to indulge their pets over Christmas, and the biggest and most common presentation during Christmas was when pet owners would give leftovers, especially the ham, that fatty ham, and give that to their pets, and in particular their puppy dogs, and they'd end up with a pancreatitis. And the pancreas is an organ in the body that helps digest food, but in actual fact, if you give a dog a big feed of fatty foods, the pancreas actually starts almost, in a way, digesting itself, and they force them into a pancreatitis. So look,
so
maybe a little bit
avoided.
Maybe a few little leftovers, but just try and feed regular foods, and maybe a little tiny treat because it's Christmas Day, but not too much on the fatty ham side.
Yep. And so anything else, like just in the lead up to Christmas, that you really think pet owners should look out for?
Look, we're in Queensland, Deb, but this relates to anywhere in Australia over the summer holidays, and in particular Christmas. Be very careful about trying to push dogs and cats, but in particular, again, dogs. I know people like to go for long walks and even jog their dogs in summer.
Yeah.
Got to be very careful over summer, in particular when humidity gets high. Pets struggle to temperature regulate because they temperature regulate through evaporative cool over their tongue, so they start panting, and that helps them cool down. But if the humidity is very high, that mechanism doesn't work so well. So over summer, look, just be a little bit sensible. Dogs can't handle the heat so well. Cats are a little smarter and sort of go and find a cool spot and disappear.
So cooling mats would be
great.
Treats
and even turn the air conditioning on.
That's good advice. All right, and so what are you up to these days? Like, what's a typical day like in the life of Glenn?
That's a good question, and I often wonder too, but look, I spend some time, I've got a number of businesses that I'm on the board of and advise to. So I'm still on the board of directors of Greencross. I'm involved with some health and allied health businesses, but a big part of my week is actually mentoring early stage businesses and those entrepreneurs, just trying to de-risk some of their journey, and they meet with people like me who are prepared to do some mentoring and just give them some advice around that business journey so it's not so tough.
Yeah, yep. And so, so in terms of your own pets and your own family, what sorts of pets do you have?
Well, so we've got a pretty active family, a wife and 3 daughters and 2 dogs, 2 cats and 4 horses.
Wow.
But our dogs, probably the most high maintenance you can get. So we've got Bo, the Bernese mountain dog, big fluffy dog that loves to roam around our place, and little Alfie looks a bit like Millie, your dog, so a Maltese Cavalier. And the cat's a Devon Rex Cross Moggy, so they end up sitting in our laps quite a lot. And the horses generally, not so much maintenance there, thank goodness.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite a farm.
Yeah.
Okay, and so like you obviously see pets as part of the family. Why? What do you see as the value in PetCloud?
Look, I think you've developed a tremendous business, and I guess you've developed a two-sided marketplace where you've got pet owners or pet lovers that really want a safe and secure place for their pets to stay, and you've got pet sitters again who are pet lovers willing to take pets into their home. So you've created quite a convenient, safe and secure place. What I do love is the fact you've partnered with the RSPCA to develop a framework on how best to look after those pets when they're in their home. And so that certification, the fact that your pet sitters are insured, and a home away from home for pets is fabulous. You know, when you go on holidays, you almost have a guilt-free holiday because you're putting your pet with another pet lover. And some of these pet lovers are going to give them more attention than you give them at home.
That's true, and come back a little bit fatter.
Exactly, and more pampered.
Okay, and so what is your advice to pet owners who are possibly going away for holidays or even work trips away, and they need to select a pet sitter? What would you recommend in terms of questions that you should ask those pet sitters?
Look, I think it's a good idea. So your website, PetCloud, has a wonderful sort of process you go through. And once you do find a pet sitter that you want to engage with, I think it's a great idea for a meet and greet. And perhaps even, and I think some of your pet lovers will want this, that they will want to go and have a look where their pet's going to stay.
So important.
It is. So where is the pet going to spend most of the time? Is it going to be in the backyard or in the house? Has that pet sitter had experience with that particular breed of dog or that particular cat? I guess you start thinking about whether that pet sitter will be home a lot or not. Have you got a high maintenance dog or cat that does need human companionship? And
even some of their medical history as well.
Are they able to cope with perhaps a diabetic dog or have to give medication? So some of those things, are they experienced as a pet owner, and will they give them the care and attention you hope that they will give? So go and search out some of those facts. Yeah,
awesome. That's great advice. And so what do you think some of the mistakes are when pet owners go to select a pet sitter?
It's probably around expectations, isn't it? That is that pet sitter going to meet what they thought they were going to get? So is their backyard big enough? Is the pet going to spend some time in the home? Is that pet owner going to be home through the day or home regularly at night? Those basic things. And I think if you have a very clear list of questions around the key things that you need as a pet owner to place your beloved pet, one of your family members, in someone else's home, you want to go through your tick list of priorities.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, and so are you taking off with the family this year for Christmas?
Absolutely. So we're very fortunate. We've got a place up at the Sunshine Coast, and so Bo and Alfie get to come with us on holidays.
Awesome.
The cats get to stay home with my sister, who will house sit for them.
Yep.
And so Bo and Alfie get to do the dog beaches and go for a walk down down the street. So it's quite a lot of fun over the holidays.
Awesome. And so just one final question in terms of people who might be looking for an investor or business mentor, what would be your advice?
Look, there's, I guess, people like me who've had the experience of business. I've done a lot of right things and a lot of wrong things as I've grown businesses. And so I think I can add a lot of value to someone's business, but on the flip side, a business owner has got to find an investor that they feel they can work with. So it's a two-way conversation. It's a relationship, a business relationship that may last 5, 10 or 20 years. So there's got to be strong compatibility around, I guess, how the investor and the business owner might work together, and to make sure that that investor is going to add value to that business journey, that they've perhaps got a network as well as just the money. And you hear dumb money and smart money, but the reality is a lot of investors simply have the money without, I guess, much business nous. What business owners want, quite simply, is someone to add value to their business journey and not just the money.
Good advice. Well, thank you for your time today, Glenn.
Pleasure, Deb. Lovely talking with you.